All right, question 25. A psychologist set up an experiment to study the tendency of a person to select the first item when presented with a series of items. In the experiment, 300 people were presented with a set of 5 pictures arranged in random order. Each person was asked to choose the most appealing picture. Of the first 150 participants, 36 chose the first picture in the set. Among the remaining 150 participants, P people chose the first picture in the set. Okay, if more than 20% of all participants chose the first picture in the set, which I'll find inequality best describe the possible values of P. Okay, so let's break this down a little bit. Okay, so in total, we had 300 people in this study, and we're splitting them into 2 groups. Okay, so we have a group of 150 and then another group is 150. So it's split into 2 halves. Okay, in the first group, 36 people chose the first picture. In the second group, P number of people, we don't know what P is, but it's P number of people chose the first picture. Okay, and in total, out of the whole 300 people, right, more than 20% of the total chose the first picture. Okay, so based on that, we had to come up with an inequality here to represent the situation. Okay, so you look at the answer choices, we have some inequality, and they all say P had to be less than or equal to 150. So this part, if you think about the meaning here, P, so because the second group, we have 150 participant, right? Okay, so P had to be less than or equal to that number. It couldn't be more than 150 because that's everybody we have, right? So if everybody chose the first picture, that would be 150. Right, so it can't get higher than that. So that's why they put a restriction here for P is less than or equal to 150. And they have all the answer choices have that. So pretty much we don't have to consider that. Okay, we just have to look at the inequalities and think about which one had to make sense. Right. So if we're gonna write down inequality ourselves for this question, okay, so we can say the number of people that chose the first picture, okay, is gonna be more than 20% of the total, right? So what's 20% of the total? Well, 20% of the total should be 20% times 300, because we have 300 people total in the study. Right, so the total number of people that chose the first picture have to be more than this number. And in decimal form, that should be 0.2 times 300. Okay, and this should be the number of people that chose the first picture. Okay, it had to be bigger than that, right? It had to be at least that number. So it had to be greater than this number. Okay, we could solve for it. It'll be like 60, but if you look at the answer choices, we do have this 0.2 times 300 for C and D. So you can just leave it like this. Okay, but on the left side, how do we represent the total number of people who chose the first picture? Well, we know in the first group, we have 36 people. In the second group, we have P people, right? So the total number of people who chose the first picture have to be, we had to add them together. So it had to be P plus 36. Right? That will represent how many people chose the first picture. Right? So to add the number of people that did that in from both groups. So we do P plus 36. This is the total number of people that chose the first picture. And this had to be greater than 20% of the total. So it'd be greater than 0.2 times 300. Okay, which is letter D for question 25 here.